Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded and expects to hit 6 million listens by the end of July 2023. We're celebrating this success by recognizing those who have shared the journey with us and giving them the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing success of the shows. By buying a paper copy of the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a donation to help the ongoing running costs, members of the international Italian wine community will be given the chance to nominate future guests and even enter a prize draw to have lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. To find out more, visit us at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin!
Welcome to The Next Generation. I'm Victoria Cece. Join me as we chat with young Italian wine people shaking up the wine scene. We're going to geek out on a grape or grape fam, then hear about all the wild wine things our guests have been up to, from vineyard experiments to their favorite wine bars. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Next Generation with me. I'm excited to have you back tuning in. Today we are traveling to Sicilia, to Sicily, for our interview and for our little grape discussion. Excited about both of them for many different reasons. Won't give any spoilers. So let's dive right into it. As you know, I am holding closely, dearly to my heart, the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 book with all the juicy details about the grape babies that you need to know. Today, we are going to be talking about one of Italy's top white grape varieties from Sicily. Can you guess what it is? Caricante. Yes, Caricante. And a fun fact is the name actually references the grape variety's tendency to produce high yields, because the Italian verb caricare translates to, can you guess? To load. Isn't that fun? That's what I love about wine and food, is if you are studying a language, it makes it very much a lot easier. Well, also if you drink a lot of the wine too, also helps. Moving on. So, although Caricante was once grown throughout Sicily, it is now almost entirely confined to the high elevation vineyards of Mount Etna, from 900 meters to 1,200 meters above sea level. And particularly fine wines, and although superior examples, come from the township of Milo, located on the volcano's eastern slope. Now, you will find Caricante in all parts of Etna. We were just there on the Vinitaly Gita Scolastica in the fall. Oh, gosh, that feels like yesterday. And it was gorgeous to see the vineyards. Fantastic. You must go. A little bit more on Caricante. It's very well suited for Mount Etna, where old bush-trained vines are trained low to the ground to capitalize on the warmth radiating off the dark volcanic soils. Caricante has thick skins, can be easily sunburned, so they have to stay low and covered. It's a late ripening varietal, and the harvest often occurs toward the end of September to beginning of October. Although things happening with the climate, who knows how long that will stay true. Winemakers often delay harvest in hope that the naturally high acidity levels of Caricante will fall. Yeah, Caricante is a zinger. Like it hits you with that acidity, making it an awesome, great varietal to produce wines at age. In the glass, Caricante is lemon yellow. It has a saline and mineral character with an abundance of lemony and citrus flavor. You can get notes of orange blossom, chamomile, green apple, and even a bit of anise for a little bit of complexity. And with age, it does develop these flinty, diesel-like aromas, and you can also still get a little bit of clove and spice as this wine ages. Of course, it's mostly dry and still wines. Although there are many monovarietal Caricante wines, you will also find wines made with a small percentage of local grape varieties, such as Minella, Inzolia, and Catarratto Bianco. That's a little bit on your Caricante. So let's move into our interview. We are here at Vinitaly at Neri Winery with Santo Neri. How are you today?
It's a very busy day, but it's a exciting and beautiful experience. We really like to come at Vinitaly. We have a new company that was founded in 2018 by my father and my uncle because we have one of the most exclusive hotel on Mount Etna, Villa Neri 5-star hotel, a member of small luxury hotel of the world, and we are also the owner of a winery, Casa Rigo. In front of Villa Neri is a sort of luxury farmhouse with 9 rooms surrounded by the vineyards. From 2018 we decided to buy some vineyards in order to create a good company, because we want to connect the travel with wine in a sort of premium world.
So I feel really lucky because I actually got to visit Neri.
Yes.
I was on the Gita Scolastica with Vinitaly International.
In October, I remember.
Yes. And I was working, but when I sat down by the pool, not by the pool, but to eat lunch, I actually was just looking at a beautiful little video I took of a fried. I don't know what to call it in Sicilian necessarily, but it was like full of pistachio cream.
Okay.
So something really nice memory, because I love food. But anyways, beautiful, beautiful estate. So tell us more about you. You're super young. You're only 22, right?
Yes, only 22.
So tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up in around wine and the estate and the hotel.
Okay, I am the next generation of my family, and I studied economics at Bocconi University in Milan, and I really believe that our group, our companies will grow with this fantastic, beautiful territory. In fact, Etna was reborn from 2001, thanks to several most important new companies that were founded by, for example, Andrea Franchetti, Mark De Grazia. Today our territory is one of the most important territory in the wine world, and for this reason a family like us that was born in Linguaglossa, is an autochthona family, want to invest in this territory, in the hospitality, want to increase the number of the rooms. We want to create a new level in the wine world. We want to increase the number of bottles. We want to become a sort of people that come outside and represent our territory in several sectors.
Yes, it's really important, because just mentioned is, of course, there's Etna, and that's a really new, not new area, but in the sense of popularity and bringing, really taking these indigenous grapes like Nerello Mascalese and Caricante, and really bringing them to the forefront of the wine world. And it's so different everywhere you go in Etna. Tell me a little bit more about you in the winery. What's your favorite part about working in the wine world?
So I don't have probably one favorite part, but I really like to sell the wine, to travel a lot. For example, in the next week, I will go to Singapore, Hong Kong and Bangkok, because we have a new agreement with several importers in these new states, and we start a partnership in Asia. We close an important agreement, for example, in Italy with one of the most important distributors of fine and premium wines. I hope that after doing Italy we can close. We are working today about a possible partnership in entire USA, and in order to arrive in this particular market that love a lot Italian wine, in particular Sicilian wine. We are working a lot. I like to travel a lot, to know new culture, to discover new people, to meet new people, in order to become more rich and to return in my companies, in my Linguaglossa, with new ideas, in order to contribute to enrich our territory, our culture, and to create a new generation of people that can contribute to increase the business, to increase all activities in our territory.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local food, and taking in the scenery. Now back to the show.
So you said a lot of wonderful things just now, but I have two questions before I forget. So firstly, you said that you're going to be going to Asia, which is really incredible because I've chatted with some students, part of our VIA program, and from China, Taiwan, etc. And it's really wonderful to hear that you're growing in that market because, for a while it's been just Brunello and Barolo. Did that relationship start because you had tourism coming from that part of the world? Or was it more the opposite where you were reaching for getting your wines east?
I believe both. I believe in a sort of I believe that I meet new people in this country and I became more rich. I increase my skills. On the other side, people from this country, when come to Sicily in our hotel, can contribute to us to correct, for example, some several mistakes, to give us a very different range of advices in order to contribute to our growth.
On that note, I'm going to kind of turn the conversation away from the business side because as we know, you are 22 and you're very intelligent and you know a lot of it's very much. Yes, because as somebody who's, not to talk poorly about myself, my business is not my forte. I'm a good talker. That's why I have the podcast. But what was it like? What was it like growing up in Etna, in that area as a young person? And what changes have you seen?
I believe that not only young generation, but the entire people of Etna area will, in a very slow way probably, but they understood during the last years how our territory was rich, how our territory was a place fantastic in order to create wine, to, for example, for touristic reasons, and we are growing, and some people understand. Probably slowly, I don't know why, for several reasons, but they understand the potentiality of our territory. And thanks to this situation, I believe that our territory can grow in a very fast way and can become one of the most important territory for wine in Italy.
And so, why do you think that people your age should be drinking the wines from Etna?
I answer to this question with 3 words, because Etna is la Borgogna del Mediterraneo, and for this reason I believe that our wines, but in general Etna wines, needs to be discovered by consumers and can inspire some consumers and some sommelier.
So on that note, though, being that we're talking about people your age, and typically, and I agree, yes, Etna is the Burgundy of Italy in that sense. But if you hear the word Burgundy, you think, what, expensive? But there's, of course, different kinds of wines that come from Etna that are more approachable. So from your experience, let's say, for example, you were from, New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. And you were looking at Etna wines and you're like, what about your wines and the wines of Etna, what about them make them approachable to you as a young person?
Because it's a unique wine. It's full of several features. For example, the wine is minerality, and it's a particular feature that probably only on Etna wines you can find in this way. The red one, some red wines are not hasn't a very important structure like Barolo, like other wines, but a very pleasure wines. You can, for example, in my wines, but in several wines, you can smell the red fruit, the stone of Mount Etna, that gives to these wines some particular features, some particular features that really create new discoveries for the consumer that discover, that test these wines.
Okay, and just to wrap up our conversation, if you of your wines were going to go out with friends or on a date, which one would you choose? to share?
Of my wines, I choose Borriona 211. It's a new Grand Cru that are produced by these old vineyards, and it will be launched on the market in 2024. And for this reason, I suggest to try from 1 year when it will be launched and arrive, I hope, also in USA.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Santo. Thank you.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me every Sunday on the Italian Wine Podcast, available anywhere you can get your pods.